January 6th, 2021, here in the greenhouse. Fairly cold night out, the wind is blowing, the stove is rolling, we're making heat, and I got this, been trying to get this Raspberry Pi switched over to a solid state hard drive that my friend Dave gave me about a year ago actually, and had tried plugging it in with a USB 3.0 port and was having trouble with it. Turns out that it's likely that it was the drive enclosure. You need a specific type to do what I was trying to do for this particular drive. It's a UUAS or UUAF drive enclosure, something like that. Anyway, I ordered the correct drive enclosure on Amazon, and I'm actually going to wipe this drive and then clone back from the SD card again and see if I can get it to boot up off of that. I can say already this thing was super fast coming up. So that was really nice to see, and I'm gonna go ahead and run through the process of cloning this over again, and hopefully it'll come up. If it does, that should make the Pi significantly faster in boot up speed and operation speed, and that'll be a nice gain. Also, it's a 120 gigabyte hard drive, so it'll give me a little bit more space. Not that I need it. I think my whole OS, including all the RTL SDR software, data logger, database, all that kind of stuff, is only somewhere around 8 gigs or so. So not huge space consumption, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of headroom on here, and more importantly, a more reliable hard drive for booting off of. The SD cards have a pretty limited read-write total capacity. They wear out. I found on previous Pi renditions about once a year I'd burn out an SD card, and I really wanted to switch over to the hard drive and run a more authentic computer system. Along the lines with that, I don't know when I'll get around to these upgrades because I got a lot of other stuff going on right now. But my friend Aaron for Christmas bought me the new Raspberry Pi 3 Compute and the Wave board for that, and that's basically it's a Raspberry Pi, but it also has the a really nice breakout board that brings out digital to analog conversion, USB ports, all kinds of stuff. And I'll share that in the future when I get around to messing around with installing that. But that'll take a lot of this very tight connection space, like with Easy Connect here, out of the way. And I also, my friend Steve, K2GOG, is giving me a DMR radio. It's a digital mobile radio, and that'll do ham radio. It does a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to try and get him back on to talk about DMR on Comrades and Farms sometime in the near future, and so I'll be adding that to it. And this old Raspberry Pi, once I switch over to the Pi Compute board, this will probably become a hotspot for that, so I'll be able to plug into the internet and use that radio to communicate worldwide, using a combination of radio and internet. So I just thought I'd do a quick update what's going on here. I will do an update to this video as soon as I get done playing around trying to get this cloned over and booting off of the new hard drive setup with the new hard drive enclosure. Well, wish me luck. Back up and copying the partitions. I'm going to give that some time. Meanwhile, the thermal mass is pretty hot on top of the stove, so I brought the pumps on for a 40-minute cycle. Pump some of that heat off to the secondary thermal masses. And I'm going to go back inside and do some stuff. Okay, moment of truth. Just took the SD card out. We'll see if she boots up off of the hard drive. That's promising. Maybe not. Maybe I have to go through the whole sequence. Kernel panic, not syncing, no working initialization found. CPU idle. Default idle call. Looks like that transfer didn't go. Okay, back to the coding board. Alright, so January 7th, next day, obviously, update the copy using the SD card copier. Failed partway through. So I went in and pulled an image off of the SD card with WinDisk 32 Imager. So I have a backup of the cards. I don't crash my own system again. And I'm going to try copying with the card copier again after I've removed the partitions that are on the solid state drive again. I'll try copying again just live. If that doesn't work, I will come back out. I have another card. I'll put that card in with the card reader and I'll try copying without running the live system and see if that makes it go through better. If that doesn't work, I will probably take the image that I created and put that, probably use the image writer and image it directly to the solid state drive, and then we'll try that. There might be something with this drive enclosure or the hard drive itself. I'm not really sure why this doesn't seem to like it, but worst case scenario, I can always pick up another solid state drive that'll be more friendly to it. But I haven't quit working on it. I'm still chipping away. But of course, there's lots of other things going on in my life. So, just a quick update.
Anyway, it's nice to hear KU2IIN, my son, say both on the net, and it's a great thing for the children. We just goofed around today and did this and that and the other thing, but it seems like my days go by pretty fast.
Try number 6 for booting off of that drive.
I wasn't outside a long time today because it was really cold.
Alright, listening to the Omark Daily Net here while I do this.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
But, looks like failure to work with this hard drive, which is consistent with all the other tries I've made on this hard drive. So I think it has to do with the actual hard drive inside the enclosure. Kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I'm glad that I know now. So I will not work with this drive, and I'll wait till I can get a few bucks together and get another solid state hard drive that will work, and then we'll install that. It is what it is. Lesson learned. For reference, I will, when I get back inside, I'll pull the hard drive back out of the enclosure, and I'll show you what hard drive it is, make and model number, so you can avoid this mistake. We're going to go back to the SD card for boot up and carry on. Alright, so here we are back inside. I bought this drive enclosure specifically because it's a UUAF or UUAS type enclosure, which is what was recommended when I looked up on multiple places online. Specifically, Tom's Hardware has a great tutorial on how to set up booting from a USB drive on a Raspberry Pi. Anyway, I picked up this enclosure because I thought the other enclosure might be the problem, because I think it's just a USB 3.0 enclosure, which is a little bit different in how it communicates with the serial bus. But it turns out that even with the correct enclosure here, we're having trouble. I did have another regular old spinner drive, IDE drive, in an IDE adapter with USB working on the drive, or working on the Pi, and that's what crashed, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, I was trying to replace that, but obviously this hard drive is not working for that. So I just want to say that this drive here, this is a Team Group L5 3D Lite 120 gigabyte hard drive with, looks like model number is TM1F-190110005 or T263TD120G3C101. Looks like this drive will not work, so if you're trying to set up a boot from a USB hard drive, solid state hard drive on a Raspberry Pi, this one won't cut it. So what I'm going to do is separate this. Will be the first part of this video set, and when I get the funding together and get a new hard drive in that will work, I will go through the steps of that, of setting that up with you. And it's actually quite simple. if you have the correct drive. If you don't have the correct drive, it's a nightmare and it still doesn't work. So I've been through nightmare and it still doesn't work today, but that's all right. You know, you got to stay positive and keep working through issues, problems, and challenges and goals, or challenges and hurdles, and overcome them. And sometimes that takes time and effort and dedication and persistence. Persistence is key. So I will carry on with this project when I have a replacement drive to carry on with. For now, that's it. This is Carlton from the Pharmacy Seeds Network, just sharing what's going on here on the farm. Now that I got the camera batteries charging here again, I can actually film videos again. So, hope you found this interesting or informative. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. We'll catch you in the next video. Happy 2021. It's going to be a great one.